Hello friends, welcome back. Hope you all are fine and healthy. So in this class we are going to discuss about how we can create a website just by using HTML5 and CSS3. And I have just created a folder here and just giving by the name HTML5 and CSS3 project. Inside this folder we have images folder, and it is the image that we are going to use this inside our website. So I have just opened Notepad++. We are just using this as a code editor. So I'm just going to insert here the basic structure of HTML, doc type, HTML, and HTML start, HTML close. Inside this we are going to insert head tag start, head tag close. Inside the head tag we have title tag, title start, title close. After that we have body tag, body start, body close. So I'm just giving here my web project, project. So you can just save this on the desktop inside the same folder that we have created here by giving the name index.html. So you can just save this, press Ctrl N to create a new file, and Ctrl S to save in the same folder by just giving the name style.css. So we will just write our CSS coding here inside this file, style.css file. Just come here inside the head. We are using here link tag, rel is equal to, you can say, style sheet, and hypertext reference, it means the address of your file in the same folder, and the name is style.css. So we are all done. Here inside the body we will just create a div here, div start, div close. I'm just writing here, you can say end of you can say end of wrapper. Just you can give any name and close this. So here you can just create a class or ID. I'm just using here ID, and inside this you will just work or create our website. I'm just giving the name wrapper. Just save this, come inside CSS. For ID we are using hash wrapper, wrapper, open curly braces. So we have used ID here and the name is wrapper. So you can see here ID wrapper and curly braces inside this. So what should be the width of your website? I'm just saying it should be something like 1000 or not 1100 px. So this is the width of our website. Margin auto, padding same auto, and we are using a border for right now, temporary border 1px, solid red border. Now we can save this, just go to run menu and launch in Chrome. So this is a CSS file, just go to your HTML file and launch this in Chrome. So you can see sorry friends, something went wrong here. Launch in Chrome. So you can see this is the border, 1100 pixel that we have defined here, width for our website. So you can see this here, and you can just come here inside this. After this you can create another div start, div close. So I'm just writing here inside the comment end of logo. Yes, end of logo, because we are going to define a logo area here. So you can use ID or class. I'm just using here ID, and the name of this ID should be logo. Control S and go to just your CSS file, hash logo. After that you can just define the width of your logo, something like you can say 300 pixel. This is the width. The height should be something like 170 px. Float should be left, and border should be 1 px. Solid, just solid, not red for this one. Control S, come here and refresh. So you can see this is just logo area. I'm just going to decrease the height, for example, to something like 130 pixel. Control S, and you can see this is just logo area. And you can just come here inside, for example, heading 2, you can write here logo here. So you can just display your logo here. Just go to your browser and refresh. So if you use some CSS, just come here, you have hash logo, and after that we have heading 2. I am just saying margin from the left, something like 10 px. Font style, you can say italic, and you can save this. Come here and refresh. Now you can see this just looking good. And after that we are going to just define a header here after the logo. So you can just come here after the end of logo, create another div start, div close. So inside the comment, end of header, and here you need to just create ID or class. I'm just creating ID. The name of this ID is header, and you can just save this. Come here, hash header. So the width of this header should be, you can just give 1100 pixel or just 100%. It will just come fix with your width of your website. So the height, I'm just giving the height auto, or you can just put this empty. And float should be left, and background color, I'm just using here black background color, and nothing else. Control S, come here and refresh. So we are just going to use a border also. Border, you can say 1 px, solid red border. So this is a temporary border. At the end you can just remove this border. So you can see this is the header area. So inside this header, here inside this header, we are just going to define navigation. So another div start and div close, and inside commands I'm just writing here end of navigation. So here inside this, so at first you need to just come inside CSS. So you have just hash HEADER header, and after that we have hash for nav. Yes, this was nav. Not, you need to just define here ID is equal to nav. So open curly braces, and the width of this should be the same, 1100 pixel, or you can just say 100% fixed width, and semicolon. The height for this should be something like 55 px, and float should be left. Save this and refresh. So you can see this just the navigation or the menu that you have used here. If you use here the width, for example 50 pixel, you can just increase or decrease the width. Now this just a 50 pixel width that we have used here. So just come here inside your HTML file, inside this navigation div. We are going to just create here ul start, ul close, and li start, li close. Inside the li we have anchor tag start, anchor tag close, link title, so hypertext reference href equals sign double quotation. For right now we are using here hash for just creating DME link. So this one is just home, the second one should be news, the third one should be just services, the fourth one should be just, you can say something like projects, projects, projects. The fourth one you can say just for designs, so igns designs. The fifth one contact us, about us. So make the spelling contact dsc contact us. So you can just save this, go to your browser and refresh. So you can see you have some menu here or some links you can see. Now you are going to use some css to design this, and you have just you can just write here hash nef directly, and we have ul. You can say list style none. Save this by just putting list style none. You can just remove these blades. Refresh, so you can see the blades are removed. After that it is just locate it vertically. We need this word horizontally, so for that you can just write here hash nef, you have ul and li. You can say just float left. You can see now this just located horizontally. We need some space between these links, so we are using margin left. We are using something like 40 px. Let's check, Control S and refresh. So you can just use 40, 50, 60. I'm just using here 55 px of margin left. And next step, you can see we have nef. Inside nef we have ul, we have li, and we have anchor tag. So you can just come here, we have hash nef, we have ul, li, a for anchor tag. So you can say the text decoration none. By putting this attribute or using this attribute, you can just remove this underline. You can see, refresh. Now we don't have any underline, so you can just change the text color is equal to white. Save this. So text color is white. You can just give some font size for this. Font size something like 20 px, and refresh. So this just looking good. This is the menu. After the menu, we are just going to define a slider here. So just come inside your HTML. After the header tag, we are going to create another div start, div close. You can say end of slider. So you can save this and just come here. We have hash sign, slider, curly braces. This is just very easy. You can say just most of them are the same. Just call the id and just use the properties, and you can just assign value for those properties. The width of this slider should be something like 100%, so it's the same. I'm just putting the hide auto, so you can just write here hide auto, or you can just leave this empty. So float left, and border 1 px solid red border. Save this and just come here, refresh. So let's check slider, and here you need to just use id is equal sign double quotation slider. Save. Now come here and just focus on this red line, it will be just double or thick. slidr, id is equal to slider. So here also slidr with 100% float left, border 1 pixel, solid right. Control S and refresh. Now you can see, and just come here inside your HTML, inside this slider div. Now we are using img source equal sign double quotation. So just check the folder for images, this folder, and we have images folder. We have image by name of 56, or you can say 56, and the type is, you can say, jpg. So just come here inside your coding, here inside this double quotation images folder, we have backslash, the name of image was 56, or you can say 56 dot jpg. Control S and refresh. So you can see this the image, and now we are just going to use some CSS. We have just hash slider, and after that we have img tag inside this. So you can say margin from the top for this image should be something like 8 pixel. Save. 8 pixel is just some more, you can just give this something like 4 pixel. So this just looking good. You can use some box shadow for just add some more design on this. Box dash shadow, you can say 5px, and 5px from just from the bottom, 5px from the right side, and just 8px of gray shadow, and semicolon. Control S and refresh. Now you can see this just the shadow. You can just use instead of gray black also, black black. Save this and refresh. So you can just use this here, and after this slider we are just going to work on main content, or you can say content area. Just come here after the slider tag, we are going to create another div start, div close. So you can say end of content area, end of content area. So inside this first you need to just go to here, hash contentarea content area. The width of this should be just 100%, and the height should be auto, float should be left, and border we are just using here border 1px solid red border. Come here and just focus on this area, refresh. Yes, you need to just add here id equal sign double quotation contentarea content area, and you can see inside this content area we are just going to define two more div, start, div close, you can say side comments, and of L side means left side part, and you can just duplicate this, and of R side. Yes, very simple. Just create id here, id equal sign double quotation, you can say just L side. First we are going to just work on L side, and after that we can work on R side, right side, L side, left side. You can just save this. We have at first we have content area, Control C. So you can just come here, hash sign, use a hash sign, and Control V. We have L side inside this, so we can just define the width for this, something like you can say 800 pixel, 800 px. Float should be left, and float should be left, and border 1 px solid red border. You can just come here and just focus on this area. Refresh, 800 pixel, L side. If we use here, for example, instead of this red border, we can use here green borders. So just where is the green border? So there is no green border, it means there is some problem. Content area, yes, we must use here a hash sign. Control S. Now come here and refresh. Now you can see the green border. Instead of this, you can just use here red border also. Control S, come here and refresh. And this is the left sidebar, and for the right sidebar there is just 300 pixel. Now you can just give the width for this 750 pixel. You can just do the division by yourself. Control S and refresh. So inside this left sidebar, we are just going to complete this at first. We are just going to create another div start, div close, and you can just say inside comments, and of you can say thumbs thumbs 1. Yes, because we are just going to create some thumbs here. We will use some id and write paragraph. Id here equals sign, not id, heading or paragraph. So you can just give any name. I am just using here thumbs, and you can just save this. We have content area, we have L side, and we have thumbs. Control C. You can just come here, hash, use this with hash sign. After that we have hash L side, hash sign L side, we have again hash, we have just thumbs, 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 open curly braces. So the width of these thumbs should be inside this. I want to just create 2 thumbs, so the width is 750 pixel. If you use here calculator, CLC, so I'm just going to show you 750 pixel divided by 2, 375, and you can just put this the width should be 765, or just the width you can give 360 pixel. We will just use the width 360 pixel, the width. So you can just use here 360 pixel should be the width. Float should be left, and border 1 px solid red border, and the height of this should be something like 200 pixel for right now. Let's check, refresh, 200, not 20 pixel. Control S, and you can just come here, refresh. So you can just use some margin from the top also for this one. Margin top, we are using 4 pixel margin from the top. Margin dash top 4 px. Save this and refresh. or you can just use here margin top here. You can just write here margin dash top for px. Save this. You can see we have used some margin here, and you need to just remove this one. I refresh. So you can just come here inside your HTML, just make this duplicate. This should be times 2, this should be times 3, and this should be times number 4. Let's save this and refresh. So you can see we have 4 thumbs here. If you use some margin from the left also, so you can just come here and margin left, something like you can say 10 px. Let's check 10 px. So you can just use here 20 px to make this just fix. Refresh. So this just margin from the left and margin from the top. And what else you can do, or you can just give this margin 10 pixel. You can just increase the width of this 362 to 365 pixel. Refresh. Now this just looking some better, you can see. And here we are just going to use heading and some, you can say, summary or article inside this. For example, here inside this I'm just using here heading 2 start, heading 2 close. For example, you can say section number 1, and you can just save this, go to your HTML. So we have thumbs, Control C, hash thumbs. We have inside this we have heading 2. So you can say the background for this should be, I'm just saying, black background color, and text color should be white, and text align should be center. Let's check, save this, come here and refresh. So you can see, and we have some margin here. By default you can see here, and you can just remove this margin. You can just come here, for example, you can just say body margin 0 px, padding 0 px. After that we have asterisk sign for this also, margin 0 px and padding 0 px. You can save this, come here and refresh. Now you can see there is no margin, the margin has been just removed. So this just section number 1. You can just write here some paragraph. Just come here after this heading 2, you can open p-tag start, p-tag close, and here you can just write here, hey guys, let's come and learn how to create a website, and just by using HTML5 and CSS3. Hey guys, let's come and learn how to create a website just by using HTML5 and CSS3. So this tutorial can solve your problem regarding creating website layout in HTML and CSS. If you have some basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, then here with this video tutorial you can learn creating websites. Just save this. You can just write here some paragraph. You can see we have some more space. You can just write here still. So if you don't have the basic knowledge about HTML and CSS, you can purchase my course from udemy.com/Wahid. So you can just save this. And here now we are going to use some CSS to just make to give some design for this one also. So very easy. Here you can just use hash TUMBS thumbs. We have p-tag inside this, so you can say text align justify and margin from just you can say 10 pixel of margin. Save this, come here and refresh. And if you use just some padding, for example padding something like 2px and refresh, so you can see this is just the paragraph. And now you can just come here inside your HTML. You can just copy this p and with heading 2 tag, Control C to copy, and just come here, Control V. This should be section number 2. And here you can just come here, thumbs 3, Control V. So this should be section number 3. And last one, thumbs 4, Control V, section number 4, Control S to save. Now come here and refresh. Now you can see it's just looking good and beautiful. So you can use the same way that you have used here box shadow, so you can just use here also. Just come inside your CSS and inside this L site. Here you can just use here box, just not here. Here you can just come box shadow, box dash shadow. You can say just 4px from the bottom, 4px from the right, and 8px of black shadow. BLACK, black is the color of shadow. 8 pixel is just for blurriness. 4 pixel from bottom, 4 pixel from the right. Control S, come here and refresh. Now you can see this just looking good. And here on the right sidebar we are just going to use some category or links. Just come here, our site. Here we will just use here, for example I am just using here a heading 2. So you can just write here anything. For example, if you are just creating a website for institute, so you can just write here available, available courses. So you can just say this, save here, and you can just focus here. We have thumbs, we have our site inside this. So you can just write here hash thumbs thumbs and our site hash with hash our site. So the width of this should be just you can just see the full width is 1100 pixel. You can see here the full width of website is 1100 pixel, and we have used here 750 pixel for left side. You can just write here 1100 minus 750 pixel, 350 pixels is remained, so we will just use the width 345 pixel here, or 340 pixel, 340 pixel. px float should be left, and border 1px solid red border. Save this and refresh. So where is the border? Where is the border? Border 1px solid red. L side. Yes, instead of these you can just use here content area. Content area. Now you can save this. Come here. So what's the matter? Let's check the HTML. So we have here content area. Inside this content area we have our site. Control C, and you can just come here, Control V, and save. So you can just use here clear both. Save this and just come here. So again you can just come here. After this you can just create a BR, and you can just create clear equal to both. Sometimes it's just giving error due to this, so not working. You can just remove this. What is the problem? Content area our site. So after content area we have here hash thumbs, thumbs thumbs, and we have our site. Control S. So you can see it's here, but still we cannot see the border. With 340 pixel, float left, float right, or IGHT right, not left, and remove this, clear both. Border 1 pixel solid GREE and green border. No border. Let's check. So no border. You can save this, refresh, or you can just write here thumbs, Control S, and refresh. So no problem, friends. We are just going to work on this. We have just here hash thumbs. We have just, or you can just say hash our site. We have just here heading 2. So we will just go to copy this one that we have used here for heading 2 background black, this one. Control C, and you can just paste here, Control V, and save this. Refresh. So if you just choose here, remove this for once, Control S, and refresh. So this has just come here, the green border, and we have just some width problem. So you can just give this 3 and not 335 pixel. Control S, come here and refresh. So you can see 3 and 35 pixel. Some margin from the top you can use here. Margin from the top, something like 4px. You can save this, and we are done. So you can just remove this green border. You can just replace this with red right now, Control S, and refresh. So you can see available courses. So after that you can just come here. After this heading 2, you can use UL start, UL close. Inside this UL, you can just draw work here, li start, anchor tag, anchor tag start, anchor tag close. For example, web designing, web designing. So you can just write here demilling for right now, hash sign. You can just duplicate this as many times you want. So this one is just graphic designing, and this one is just, you can say, mess or office. You can just write here networking, working. You can just write here, for example, new multimedia. You can just write here web projects, You can just write here graphic projects, You can just write here mess office projects. You can just write here hacking courses. You can just write here animation projects, and you can just write here, just put this the same, Control S. Now come here and refresh. So we have some links here. Now we need to use some CSS to give some style for this. So we have just our side. After that we have UL, LI, A. So just come here, hash our side. We have UL. I'm just putting list style here, list style none for removing the blurs. Save this and refresh. So you can see the blurs are removed. And after that you can just come here, hash our side ULLI. So you can just say margin from the left, something like 10px, margin from the left, so 10px is okay. And margin from the top, just 10px. Let's check. So it is also okay. After that you can just come here, hash our site, you have UL, LI, you have anchor tag. So you can say text color, or you can say just color, something like blue color we are just using here. So it's already blue. You can just remove this underline text decoration. text decoration is equal to none. Save this and increase the font size. You can just say font size, so you can say just 20px. Save this. Let's check, refresh. So you can see these are some links you can use just here. You can use here some hover also, Control D. You can just put here column and hover. The text color should be just orange. Text decoration should be underline. Control S. Now come here and refresh, move your mouse cursor. You can see this called hover. In last step we are just going to complete the footer. So you can just come here inside your HTML after the content area, and the div start, div close. So you can just write here end of footer. So just come here inside your CSS, hash FOOTER footer. The width of this footer should be same just like header. Control C. You can just paste it. Control V, which should be 100 pixel. Height auto. You can just define the height, for example here something like 70px. Float left, background left, border 1px solid, and text color should be something like white. Save this. Just come here inside your HTML. You can just define ID here, footer, FOOTER footer, and you can just write here something like inside this heading 2 start, heading 2 close. You can just write here end. So we will write here something like and copyright sign by webstudents.com, by webstudent.com. Control S to save. Now come here and refresh. So you can see we have a footer here, and the height of this footer is just 70px, not only 70. Refresh. You need to just take this text in center. You can just write here text align, center. You can save this. Now this center in center, but vertically it is not in center. You can put this in center vertically also. For that we are using line height. The same the height of your just footer. So this 70 pixel, we are just giving 70 pixel here, and save this. Refresh. So you need to just change the font style, font family. You can just say something like 40. Save and refresh. By webstudent.com, copyright. So in next step we are going to just remove all these red borders. Where we will have red borders, you can just remove red border. You can just remove this one. You can just remove border, and where else? Here also we have border. Where else? Just save this. Here also. Control S. Now just come here and refresh. So we have just some border here. You need to just remove this also. Here. and Control S, refresh. Now you can see, and you can just use some margin from the top for this footer. Margin top, you can say just 10 px. Save this, refresh, and you can just increase the height of these thumbs also. We have thumbs here, and here the height of these thumbs should be 200 and just something, I'm just saying 205 pixel. Refresh, 210 pixel. I think it should be, Control S, it should be fixed. It will come fixed. You can see. Now you can just read the text, and this the footer, this just the right sidebar, the left, or you can say content area. You can just this say the image slider, and this just the navigation. Logo here, we are not going to just remove the border of logo. Border 1px solid, just like this. Control S and refresh. So this is the border for logo. You need to just put this in center vertically. We have nav, float left, and you can say just line height 50 pixel, because the height of this nav is 50 pixel. Control S and refresh. So you can just use hover for this also. Just duplicate this, not here. Control Z, you can just duplicate here on this text link. So you can just come here and Control D, you can just write here hover. Text decoration should be underlined. Color should be just which color? Yellow color. Control S. Now come here and refresh. Now you can see. Yes friends, it was about how you can create a website by using HTML5 and CSS3. So I hope that you have learned how you can create a website, and if enjoyed from this video. So thanks for watching, have a nice time, and see you.